Hi, my friends. So I was just thinking as I just finished my last video here that let's see. I was just talking about being loving to each other, and that's our purpose here on Earth. And let me tell you, I by no means am perfect. Okay, I make mistakes, and I'm still learning. How to be loving, how to be caring for other people. Putting myself out there, getting out of myself and trying to be more concerned about other people rather than myself. And as you guys know, I love doing music and that sort of thing, and I've started to make some more friends in that field. I think that music also is the language of heaven. I think that it pulls people together. It's a gelling thing. I notice people at work who maybe listen to my Facebook or YouTube enjoy the music that I've been doing, and that it sort of just brings us together at common ground. And so, but like even with friends and stuff, I stick my foot in my mouth all the time. I'll say things that are inappropriate, not meaning to it. I think I'm saying, just something that's sort of obvious, but I don't realize how hurtful that can be sometimes, and naive, whatever, stupid. Sometimes I really can be, insensitive, and I have to backpedal and think about it and but see, all of these lessons that you go through, they're the good stuff. It's what makes character. It's what builds you up. It's what makes you a better person. So don't be afraid, in other words, to get out of your comfort zone, meet people, make friends, know that stuff's going to happen, and that you can learn from it. Okay, that's the good stuff. Okay, that really is the good stuff. When you're trying to solve things, when you're working with other people as a team, and you're trying to, even in sports, you're trying, okay, how do we beat this up? What do we do? What's the strategy? All of that is learning tools for relationships, okay? And where do you get your answers from? What if you're stuck? What if you really have a problem and you got to figure it out? You go to Jesus. You go to your team of angels and you go, okay, help me. Even if the smallest thing, I'm packing this morning, right? What things do I need to bring? And I'm looking in my closet and boom, I see it. I'm like, thank you, my angels. That's what I needed to do. I needed to see that. And so I took that thing and I packed it away. So I'm like, so even the smallest things or the biggest things, like, you might have a problem that really needs to be solved and you can't think about it, and you give it to God, and maybe early in the morning or whatever, this thought comes to you, or this plan comes to you, or a solution comes to you, and maybe you tapped into heaven, the matrix, whatever you want to call it, and you downloaded this information. That's why I believe songs come from heaven, because sometimes songs just come through me and I get it down and I put it out there. And people like it. Sometimes, they don't, or they're not ready for that, or Bob Dylan himself, he said, I don't know where these songs came from. Well, they came from heaven, They did. They came from the matrix, came through him because he was open to it. And, came through his Bobism. So anyway, what I'm saying, so you can get answers from the Lord, all right? And when you are, and then you can get things solved. And trust me, if it comes from God and it's good, and you check it out with other people, what do you guys think? You think this is a good thing and bad thing? What? And if they come to an agreement, then go for it, because it's going to work. Okay. And also, when you get out of yourself and get into other people that that you care for, even the kindest little word can make that person's day, that month. If you're a teacher and you are given charge of these kids, remember, you're given charge of them. They look up to you. They sense that there's something in you that they can trust. And you have to realize that kids know the different 2, 3, 4-year-old kids. They know stuff. You may not think they do, but they do. And if a young child comes to you and says, I've got a problem, I need help, whatever, give them that time and give them that love and hear them, because it may just save their life. They may not want to commit suicide. And trust me, children try to do it all the time. I was one of them, And so, if they're looking up to you, whatever the reason, if they got a crush on you, who cares? Put that aside. Put your physical need, for egotism aside, and recognize that that's what it is. It's nice that people are being complimentary to you, and it's ego boosting and everything, but that's what it is. Put that aside and give yourself to that person and listen to what they're saying, and you're there for a reason. God put you there for a reason, to learn these lessons in life, so that it makes you a better spiritual being. Okay, because I know nobody wants to go to hell. And remember, God doesn't put you there. You put yourself there, because you don't want to be a part of God. You don't want to believe in Him. You don't want to have anything to do with having to bow down to authority. Okay, He is the supreme being. He made you, and you are not the authority of your own life. You're not the king of your own life. You do have to answer to somebody, as Bob sings. You're going to have to serve somebody, And I don't care if you're a king or a queen, or you're a janitor or a garbage person. Those people should get paid much more money than they get paid. Believe me, it's back-breaking work. Picking food from the ground. That's hard. Those people should get the money. Anyway, there's just no need for starvation. There's no need for poverty. There's no need for any suffering in the world anymore. And we got to, realize that having the almighty dollar does not, worshiping mammon is not the way to go. So anyway, I know I'm all over the place here with this video, but there's just so much I wanted to get out there, because I haven't spoken like this for a while, I guess. The main thing is to love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love your neighbor as you love yourself, and care about their welfare, care about your friends and family and so forth. And it being Easter weekend, hello, crucifixion and resurrection time, His perfect timing to save our souls, And what I was saying about heaven, He even went, in the dissension, Jesus went to hell after He died and preached down there and took souls from heaven, released people on earth to try again, people were seen walking from graves. Okay, that literally happened. Preachers don't preach about that. Okay, and he went and he took people and he released them, or he took them up to heaven and saved them and allowed them come back again, or whatever he did. I don't know what else he did, but he did. He had the keys to hell, and he took those souls out of there. And you trust me, there must have been a lot that went with him, because after just a little tiny bit that Howard explains about his experience in hell, trust me, nobody wants to be separated from the Lord. Okay, once you are, and you realize you are, you regret it. Okay, and I wouldn't wish it on the worst person in the world. Okay, that I sincerely mean that. Not on the worst person in the world would I wish that for anyone, because again, that wouldn't be loving, and that wouldn't be what God wants. Okay, so if you're here for a reason. God wants you to know who He is, have a relationship with Him, realize that He loves you, and you are His number one. He has eyes only for you. If you're lost, He wants to find you and bring you back into the fold. Okay, and He loves you like you've never been loved before in your whole life. And that love that He gives, when people who've had near-death experience God's love, it is beyond all imagination. And so you can have that here on earth too. And it may take a few hours, it may take a few months, it may take years, but who cares? After those years, you have it, you know? So anyway, that's what I want to explain to you. There are step-by-step ways that you can do it. You can listen to Howard Storm. He'll explain it to you. How to do that, how to meditate, how to think about God's love, and so forth, and how to obtain that, okay, here on earth. So anyway, I hope that you have a wonderful Easter. That's the purpose of this video, is to wish you happy Easter and to think about the Lord, what He did for us at this time. And Easter for me is also equally special, maybe even more so than Christmas, in my heart and soul. So I wanted to share that with you. I know it is for a lot of Christians as well. So may God bless you and keep you always, and I'll see you again shortly. Okay, love you. Bye-bye.